On this one here, we've got on the back, we've got in, out, out. Okay, so that's power in, power out. So that's coming from our power source, which would be our radio. So that's this one here, coming from our radio. We go to the end of our cables, okay, which is here. This is what we've got. Oops. Right. Now then, on this side, we've got plus, which is the power. So we wire power in and power out. Okay. Don't look at the white pin there. It's nothing to do with it. This red cable goes into the power here and comes out of the power there. Okay. Now the earth goes into the earth here, which is the minus sign on the board, comes out the minus side of the board there. Okay. Then what I've done is I took the white cable through the back of the board, through the back of here, and I joined it, soldered it together on the back of the board, and put a little bit of shrink wrap on the cable and shrunk it in, and then put the whole thing in a bit of shrink tube pink, which keeps it nice and dry and whatever. And then it's just a matter of getting a modelling blade and just scraping around till your adjuster pot comes through the top of the plastic. Okay, and that's it. Simple as that. So if you're wiring it right, you just do live in, live out, earth in, earth out, signal goes straight through, and then make sure that your plug, you've got the copper side up as it plugs into your, this is the Futaba tongue, this side, the tongue on the Futaba there, that plugs into your receiver. Double check your cables, it's not difficult. Signal, red, earth. Signal, red, earth. That's good, that's what we want. Now this side, as I've explained, it's not marked on your radio. Fly Sky give us no information whatsoever. This is the wiring for the back of your radio. So you're looking at your radio. Let's draw your radio. Here's your radio here. Okay, we got the box here. This is the back of the radio. Okay. What the back of the radio looks like. Never really looked at the back of the radio. Yep, that's the back of the radio. There, we got a couple of there. Back of the radio, the big hole, you got your white sticker in there telling you how old your radio is. Okay. And then here we've got 5 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins. The bottom pin here is signal. The next pin here is ground. And the next pin here is power. Okay. What that pin is and that pin is, I ain't got the faintest idea. I wouldn't like to tell you. What I do know is that is signal, that is ground, that is live. So when we plug that in, we need signal, ground, live. I stick this sticker on there, so every time I go to plug it in, I pick my radio up. Here's my pins. I look at the label and I plug it in, and that's it, to the bottom of the radio. As you can see there, this is the bottom of my radio. There's the signal pin. The signal always goes to the bottom pin. Then the earth, then the live. Okay? No mistakes made there. Okay? Now the reason for doing this all the way along is because we've got a Liffey in there which is 11.9 volt, I think it is, or 11 volt, I'm not absolutely sure, but it's not nice to put through the receiver. You will get 10 volts out of that live pin without this reducer on. Okay, right, so that's that. Let's move that back. Let's move this one up higher. Sorry, but I'm not really that into videoing. So we've connected our radio. Let's get it in focus. There we go. Connected our radio, as we said. Bottom 3 pins, signal first, earth, live. That's good. Turn it over. Receiver, signal, live, earth. The live and the earth is back to front, but it still coordinates with what it says on the receiver. Okay, X8R receiver. Right. Now then, to program it, we switch it on. This is where you can't see the screen, so I'll try and explain to you how we do it. We press the top button, menu, then we press the page button once. That brings us on to the SDH card, bitmap, EEPROMs, firmwares, logs, models and scripts. We go down to firmwares, open that folder. In this folder you should have the files you need to burn to your Pacific receiver for your Pacific radio. All the Taranis, there's lots of different Taranis, so be aware that the firmwares are not all the same. You have to find the firmware for your radio. Okay, whatever your radio's flashed with, that's what you need. So you press enter, you come down, you choose the X8R ACCST. I'm using 2.1.0 FCC.FERC. Press enter. It comes up. You got a menu comes up. It's flash external devices, flash internal modular, copy, rename, delete. Well, we want to flash an external device because it's in the back of the radio. That's the external device. Okay. We press enter, and it starts to flash the receiver. It will alternate between green and red as it goes through the flashing process. That's about 25% done. Depending on what radio you've got and what firmware you're using, it varies from time to time. Do not disconnect to turn your radio off when you're doing this. You need to keep it running all the time. Although I have had a low battery problem once when I was doing this, and it shut down before it finished, and I did manage to recover the receiver just by going back through the same process again. So and that's it. Receiver flashed. Right, okay, let's exit out of that. Exit, exit, exit. Turn the radio off before you go pulling out any cables, because we don't want to go touching anything with a live cable or an earth or whatever and blowing something up, because we're talking about 11 volts now, not 6. So it can sizzle a little bit. Okay, that's that done. That's that. So there you go. Flash in X8R with the cable from the back of your Taranis using 11 volt battery in your Taranis. If you've got a stock battery, you haven't got a problem, but you will have a problem if you try to flash your receiver from the XJT slot at the back with a LiPo or a Liffey battery in that is over 6 volts. Okay, hope that helps you and stops people from burning out their X8Rs. Okay.